to grow, not shrink. It needs to change to meet the needs of a new era. When the legislative session ended this year with no action on transit funding, I thought, WTF. You thought WTF. And then, after a little while, we figured out that that also stands for where's the funding. And we came very close. We had a broad coalition. Everybody supported this transit funding. Everybody supported this transit funding across the political spectrum outside of that bubble in the Capitol. Everybody supported it. And the governor supported it. And the House of Representatives supported it. Justin Farrell and Judy Cliburn in the House helped lead the charge along with others. And there are House members who come from very conservative districts, Democrats, who stood up and voted to pass the funding legislation at the risk to their own political careers because they knew it was important. And then it went to the Senate, where the Democratic caucus, the real Democratic caucus, stood up to support it. But a handful of Republicans and a couple of Republicrats kept it from coming to the floor for a vote. Well, what does this mean? This means, one, that people don't understand the role of transit not just in being the sole source of transportation for many people in our society, but in being the absolute workhorse for this entire economy. For people to get to school and to get to work and to get to daycare. And as Sam said, transit is for everyone. We have record numbers of riders on transit. 400,000 people on every weekday get on our buses to get where they need to go. Without those buses, many people have no upward mobility. Without those buses, many people will be stuck in incredible traffic because most of the riders on those buses own cars at home. And if we park their bus, they're going to unpark their car and get back on these roads. Do we want that? No! So let me tell you what the cuts we're facing might mean. The cuts we're facing could mean, could mean the loss of over 60 bus routes entirely, and the reduction of another more than 80 bus routes. 2/3 of our metro transit would be affected by that. 80% of our riders. It doesn't need to happen. It doesn't need to happen. Because we have the capacity here to pay not just for the transit service we have now, but for a growing transit system to serve a growing population and growing demand. So what do we need to do? We need to do what we're doing here today. We need to mobilize, we need to organize, we need to do what you helped do when we passed the congestion reduction charge 2 years ago at this county council. There were members who didn't want to take that tough vote, where you showed up by the hundreds to say, yes, we must have transit. They heard you. That was a genuine grassroots victory. We have to do that again. These legislators know that they're going to be held to account when the election comes around next year. And they have a chance for redemption right now. Now, all the Seattle legislators support the things we believe in on transit. But there are others in this county whose constituents rely on transit every day, whose communities rely heavily on transit, who voted wrong, who voted in solidarity with right-wing elements who aren't from our county, aren't from our part of the state, and don't understand what this means to our future. We need to communicate with them. We need to get them on the right page. We can do that with this kind of rally, with organizing. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for the work you're going to do. We are going to